guys, it's Sarah. Start off by saying I want to thank you guys for being so patient and so supportive and just so kind over the past couple days. Obviously everybody knows that it's been kind of a hard couple of days. It's been very tragic. I mean, between the shooting of Christina Grimmie on Friday and then the Orlando shooting of 50 people and 53 people injured, it's been tough. And I'm sure you guys have all been on Twitter, so you guys know all the details of what's been happening. So that's not what this video is about. It's not going to be me telling you what this is all about. This will be a regular update vlog, but I thought I would start off with that topic because it actually leads into something else. So Harry Styles has been absent from social media probably for the past couple weeks. Obviously he's been doing his movie Dunkirk, so that's probably most of the reason. Harry's still been absent from his Twitter, but he actually recently just posted on his Instagram, and he posted two things on the same day. So his first post was the rainbow flag, and he captioned it all, and then his second post was of an actual rainbow in the sky. And regarding Harry's rainbow picture, somebody said, "What I think is really quite sad is that it's nearly a year since he posted that in happiness, and now it's sadness." That's so true. If you guys remember, about a year ago, June 26th, that's when gay marriage got legalized. Harry posted that rainbow picture in happiness, but now he posts the same picture again today, but it's more sadness. Okay, so my camera died again, so I'm using my phone. Okay, so regarding what happened in Orlando, I see a lot of people making this issue about Larry. Because if you saw today, Larry was actually trending. Now, I'm not sure if Larry was trending because people were making it about Larry, or if it was trending because people were telling people not to make it about Larry. Because when I went through the Larry tag, I actually saw more people telling people not to make it about Larry. So maybe the Larry hashtag on Twitter was good, and it did have a purpose. But it's so true. For any of you guys making this about Larry, for any of you saying oh, Harry posted the rainbow pictures because Larry's real or he's gay. That's not true. I think Harry is allowed to support something or to show his love and kindness without having people call him gay. It doesn't mean he's gay because he's supporting something. And also, this has nothing to do with Larry. You can still be a Larry shipper, but please do not make this one day about Larry. And I think that we can take a break from Larry for at least one day when it comes to this stuff. So yes, you can ship Larry, but please guys, when you go onto Harry's Instagram and see the pictures he's put up, do not comment anything about Larry because it is not about Larry. Yes, Harry could be gay, but what he posted does not mean he is gay. Yes, Larry can be real, but what Harry posted does not mean that Larry is definitely real, or it doesn't mean it's fake either. Harry posted those pictures in response to what happened in Orlando. It says, "Today marks the 18th time Barack Obama has to address the nation after a mass shooting." The 18th time. Now, I don't want this video to be too political. I'm not going to be talking about this topic the whole time, but guys, the 18th time that Obama has had to address a mass shooting. It's been 18 times. Once should have been enough. So now from reading that, I hope all of you understand this impact and how saying that it's about Larry is actually a little bit disrespectful. Okay, now that all that's aside, now let's go into the topic of One Direction. Okay, so a big topic that's been going around is that Louis and Harry still live together, and there's been hardcore proof of this, and I fangirled when I saw this. Okay, so you guys are gonna be seeing a lot of pictures of the interior of this house, and I'm gonna be reading a lot of posts about it. It says, "So look at this photo from the house that this real estate person is saying Louis bought." This person asks if that means that Louis never rented the rental house, and this person says no, he still has the rental, but he has another house somewhat nearby where he actually lives when he's not stunting. A lot of people, Danielle, Lottie, and the rest of Louis' family and his friends went to the rental, and Louis went there when stalkers were following him to make it look like he was living there to be close to Freddie. But as we always thought, he and Harry have another home, the $10 million one, where they were actually staying in the area. And then there's this picture of Liam getting a haircut, and it says, "Look familiar?" This person says, "Turns out Louis doesn't live in the rental house. He bought a $10 million mansion and has been living there for months. He's never lived in the rental house, and probably that mansion is his and Harry's house. Liam Snapchatted from that house, and they got haircuts at that house. This is a pic from that house. Some articles exposed Harry's in Louis' house, aka mansion. I'm screaming because he doesn't live in the rental. This post is basically saying that everyone thought Louis was renting Paul McKenna's house, and he put a nursery in it, and Danielle posts pictures from there, and Lottie posts snaps from there, so it's so real. But then Variety says, yeah, we heard Louis has a 10 million resort-style estate on multiple acres. Nobody really knows about that. He bought last year. And then basically we think, why lie about the rental house? But then we think, oh yeah, that's right, because everything is fake. This one says, this is so funny. Now we know where they got that random bear from. Harry's bear-loving ass probably has a few stashed away at the house. This person made a good point by saying, Brianna doesn't own the entire state of California. The rental house was always introduced as a part of Babygate. Now the house is up on the market again, and it turns out he has another literal mansion he's probably been living in since before Babygate happened. And what other person do we know who has been living in LA since 2014? Amazing. They live together, deal with it. And then this person says, this is why Harry was in Malibu a lot earlier this year. And then a quick sum up. This says, Variety has an article about Paul McKenna's house and did a little aside that Louis didn't actually live there. He had 5 acres between Calabasas and Malibu based on this link, which is where the rumors of Louis buying a mansion for Brianna came from. It's the house Liam was pictured at getting a haircut. And this person says, okay, so no offense, but how do antis explain this one? Because they can see Brianna hasn't been near any of these houses. They're passionate about how Louis lives at and never leaves the rental house. Family and Danielle have even Snapchatted from there. This person also summed it up by saying, we realized that Louis bought a $10 million mansion months ago and has been living there for months, maybe even a year. Harry got his trim and Liam got his haircut from that house, so they've been using that house. That means Louis doesn't and hasn't been living in the rental house he supposedly rented. And the rental house is on the market again. And Louis has around $10 million and he can't afford that house. And apparently he and Harry bought that house. That means he has never lived in the rental and has a private house. And also guys, look at this. Hashtag we live together, deal with it was trending number 12 with 11.4 thousand tweets. And then here's some pictures of the outside and inside of this $10 million mansion. I mean, this is beautiful. This is where Harry and Louis cook in the kitchen. This is where they sleep. This is where they hang out and lounge. Like, this is awesome. This is where Harry and Louis do everything. So wow, that was a lot to read. I'm sorry if every post I read sounded a bit redundant, but I feel like each post I read had something different to them. And plus, some people didn't understand before, so by reading all these, I hope that cleared things up more. Okay, so we know it's a fact that Louis and Harry lived together in 2011. We know that because all the band members said so. And then the band tried to make us believe that Louis and Harry moved out from each other. But ever since One Direction has been trying to make us believe Louis and Harry moved out from each other, I have still believed that Louis and Harry still live together. Because we've seen so much evidence of Louis and Harry still living together, and then this just adds to it now. Harry and Louis do have a few houses, but I do believe that Louis and Harry do share this one house. But then here's the thing, plot twist. Because of this news, we thought Babygate was ending and it was all gonna unravel, but then after we heard about this, we see pictures of Louis and Brianna. So here's pictures of Louis and Brianna has the baby carrier, and some people are saying she's holding it the wrong way. Louis doesn't even look interested. Maybe he's tired, but it just doesn't look like he wants to be there, especially with her. It also looks like Brianna's reading something, but I don't know what that is. But guys, the cool thing about this is that Jade from Little Mix, her fiance, tweeted this. He said, I find So Paps so clever how they know exactly what time and where a celeb will be. It's almost like they call up and tell them, wait. But don't get me wrong, I expect that certain careers need to rely on being in the Daily Mail, but just to be honest, you called, didn't you? So obviously he was throwing shade. And I don't think it's coincidence, I think he was definitely talking about Louis and Brianna pictures. Here's another picture of Brianna holding Freddie, and it actually looks quite scary. I mean, it could just be the angle of the picture and the timing of it, but really she's not even holding him right, and that just looks really scary. Also, the media is trying to trick us with the dates of the pictures, and they're continuing to try to make us believe that Louis and Brianna are together. So there's this picture of Louis and Brianna obviously looking very close, and it says, OMG, Louis Tomlinson just showed that he still loves Brianna Jungwirth in the cutest way ever. Now, what's funny about this is that this picture is actually old, and it got taken in 2015 before the whole baby thing happened. This was when Louis was at the club. So the fact that they're trying to make this picture seem like it's new and that they still love each other, no, this is an old photo. Nice try. Also, there's more news that makes me have faith in Larry. If you go to the Twitter account 2016 Prediction predictions, it says 2 male artists will come out as bisexual. Now listen, they could be talking about anybody, but whenever I hear 2 male artists, I always think maybe they're in a band, maybe it's Louis and Harry. To be honest, I always thought that Harry might be like pansexual or something. I can see Louis being bi, but I feel kind of uncomfortable assuming sexualities and labeling people and putting them in a box. Like, yes, I think that Larry is real and I think that they're together, but I don't really like to assume people's label. But according to this tweet, I can definitely see this being about Louis and Harry. Also, somebody tweeted that the RBB and SBB account is back. Now, do they mean the old one that got deactivated or the one that's currently here? Because there's an RBB account right now that a lot of people don't really believe, and I don't think it went away. I just think they stopped tweeting for a while and then they came back, because they did post a tweet before saying, oh, the Bears will come back differently. So I don't know what this is about. If you guys know more about the RBB page, leave it below. But I know that the RBB account is just following Louis and Harry and they're not following anybody else. And now on to my last topic, I would like to talk about Zayn Malik. Okay, so a couple nights ago, Zayn was supposed to be performing at the Summertime Ball, but anxiety took over him. So this tweet said he canceled his Summertime Ball performance because of his anxiety. Some people think he's faking, which is disgusting. He suffered from anxiety since when he was in the band. Some people didn't pay attention to him to notice. To be honest, when Zayn was in One Direction, I didn't even know he had anxiety. But now that I look back on it, I can totally see it. I mean, I think a lot of people encounter it, I deal with it, a lot of other people do. Especially when you're performing in front of a ton of people. But yeah, guys, that is so disgusting that people thought Zayn was faking. When somebody tells you that they have anxiety or that they're going to be canceling and they want you to support them, you do not call them a faker. Like, yeah, you're probably upset that he canceled his show, but you also have to think of him. If you really love an artist, you have to put their needs in front of yours. It's about them and not as much you. And that's something you have to respect. But I'm just glad that hashtag here for Zayn was trending. There was an article that also came out saying Zayn Malik cancels concert after experiencing the quote-unquote worst anxiety of my career. And basically the whole article quotes something that Zayn actually typed on his Twitter. And here's what Zayn wrote. He said, "To all those people who have been waiting to see me perform at the Capitol Summertime Ball today, I flew into the UK last night to appear in my home country in front of my family, friends, and most importantly, my UK fans. Unfortunately, my anxiety that has been haunting me throughout the last few months around live performances has gotten the better of me. With the magnitude of the event, I have suffered the worst anxiety of my career. I cannot apologize enough, but I want to be honest with everyone who has patiently waited to see me. I promise I will do my best to make this up to everybody I've let down today. I know those who suffer with anxiety will understand, and I hope those who don't can empathize with my situation." Now, this message that Zayn wrote really makes me respect him a lot more, especially those last few sentences. He's just a really good person. How can you not respect him? And guys, you have to think about this. Zayn didn't have to write anything on his Twitter. He could have totally ignored everything. He could have blew everybody off and just said like, oh, I have my own shit to take care of. People who write out something like that, they respect their fans because they want the fans to be in the loop of what's going on, and they don't want the fans to worry. Like I said before, I know some people would be upset if an artist cancels, but why would you want to see your idol on stage suffer? Wouldn't you rather them take the safer route and not perform and just do it when they actually feel safe to? So I applaud Zayn for doing what he felt was right and taking control of the situation and not letting anyone else control his decision. I think Zayn has matured a lot and have changed even in good ways since he's left the band, and I think it could have been for the better. I think his health has probably been better too. I've even noticed that ever since One Direction have been on break, the boys have like looked happier. I don't want to go into the whole Louis and Babygate situation because that's a whole different thing, but for the most part, I think the boys are getting more sleep. So that's basically all the news that's been going on. If I missed anything, leave it below. If not, I'll just mention it in my next video. And like always, I make a video whenever I want, so like and subscribe. All my social media is down below, and I will see you guys later. Stay safe.